At the end of this video, I want you to understand one thing, that some persons are actually born with eye defects, and when not properly managed, it get really worse. So I'm going to tell you a story of how I almost lost my sight, and I hope you enjoy it. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ogona Precious, and you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, you are highly welcome. And please do not make it your last. And please support your girl by hitting the subscribe button. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for returning to watch my videos, and I really appreciate you. So guys, growing up, I didn't realize that I have an eye defect. I go to school, I find other people interacting in the class, reading from the board, but I am just there in the class. I don't interact. I'm just sitting down, being idle. I can't even see the board. All I did was go home and tell my parents, oh, I can't see what the teacher is actually writing on the board. So I didn't understand as a child that this is actually an eye defect from birth. So it's continued like that. So I also noticed something, that when other children actually seated watching television really far from the television, I get really close just to see what's on the television. And when I have to look, I have to squint. It was it was that bad. So I had my parents, they noticed, oh, when this child is actually watching the television, she get really close to the television. And when she wants to read, like she gets the book really close to her side when she's trying to read. It was really a problem for me. Like it was really a big problem to me because in class I was really backward. I don't interact in class. And to crown it all, when I try to concentrate in class and then stress my eyes to see the board, it gets to a time I get really tired and I am distracted again because I can't see the board and my eyes, they're really tired looking that far. So it continued like that until I got, like, my grades were really bad in school. Like I was doing really bad, like really bad in school. So what was actually supporting me not to even get to the bottom of the class is the fact that we had a lesson teacher that always come to our house. So I used that knowledge to write my exams, and that made me not really get to the bottom of the class. But that's like but anyway, my grades were still that bad because I don't understand what the teacher is actually saying. You get the point. And these teachers, they don't even understand that, oh, I can't even see the board. So this continued till I got to my primary four. And I'm an introvert. I don't even know how to communicate to my teacher. Oh, I can't see the board. And then I'm just seated there. I can't even understand what is going on in the class. So in my primary four, I was, no, not my primary four, my primary five. I was lucky enough to be in the same class with my twin sister, and we're seatmates. So she was the one helping me. I'll ask her, please, when I'm copying the notes from the board, I'll ask her, please, what is this? And she'll tell me. That was the only way I could be interactive in that class. You get. And then my mom also, my parents, they also helped. They went to school to tell my teachers that this child can't really see far from, like, can't really see far objects. Maybe you just have to make her sit in the front. And while still seated in the front, like I always find myself sitting in the front row, I still don't really see properly. I still have to ask people by my side, please, what's this? Like, let me say I want to write health. I'll now write H-E. I'll now ask the person, please, after that H-E, please, what's the next thing? The person will now tell me, oh, it's L. You know, it was that bad. And it weighs me down. It discourages me a lot. You know, this kept happening till I got to the secondary school. It got even bad. I literally had to go and tell my form teacher that I can't sit at the back. They carried me to the back because I was tall. I had to go and tell her I can't sit at the back. You just have to allow me sit in the front because I can't see. So I all through my stay in the secondary school, I sat in front, and I was able to write and understand with the help of people sitting by my side. So it continued that way. So all this while, I have never ever gone to an eye clinic. I have never met an optician. I have never. So this continued until I was in my JS3. I was about to write WAEC. And I let my parents know that I can't really see that shading paper. It's joined together, and I have to really strain my eyes to know, oh, this box belongs to number one. Let me not go and shade number two in number four. It was that bad. I had to tell them. So for the first time, they let me go to an eye clinic for the first time. So I visited an eye clinic. It was a private eye clinic. And after all said and done, I don't really understand what this doctor did. The only thing I know is that he really stressed me that day. He made me read like he like we I went for an eye test. So he made me read, and it was really stressful. Like for the first time, I went for an eye test, and it really took hours. Like hours. And at the end of everything, he recommended a medicated lens for me. I started using it in school in my GS3. And funny enough, it was not working. Honestly, it was not working. It felt like, oh, I was still, during the eye test, I got so tired that I had to tell him, okay, yes, this is okay. I can really see with this because I was really tired. I wanted to go home. So he recommended that lens for me. I was using it, but I was not seeing anything. Only God in heaven knows how I was able to write my junior WAEC. And during that junior WAEC, it was rainy season, and it gets so cloudy during the day, and we being inside the hall, it gets really dark. I had to stress myself to see, and because I had the idea I really need to pass this exam. And at the end, I passed the exam because, I tried my best. I had to pass the exam. Yeah, I did really well. Like I top. So okay, I forgot to tell you guys. I started topping. I stopped being at the bottom of the class when I started asking people by myself, oh, please, what is that? What is that? I don't know what that is. Or I had to literally walk to the board and stand there and copy the notes. That was when I started doing well in school again. I had to work really hard just to get what I want. So this continued happening. I continued using that lens until I got to my SS3. I was about to write another exam. I told my parents that I don't want to mess up. So I really need to go for an eye test. So I stopped. I told my parents that I won't go back to that doctor. So I started seeing another doctor, another eye doctor, and this time cold. I will sit and sit and sit and sit, do these tests, do that test, do the and you're actually stressing the eye. I get really tired. It gets to a point my face really change. Like I'll do this test, do that test. Other doctors will come back. Oh, you're still here. Like I get really tired. And at the end, she recommend a glasses for me, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So I kept on going back to the eye clinic. At the end, you know, I wrote my senior WAEC and I passed. I didn't even use the glasses in writing the WAEC because it was not working. I just had to stress my eyes to see and write that exam. So finally, after my SS3, I went back to the same doctor again. Then she asked my parents to bring me back to the hospital. So I came back this time around. She tried all she could. She tried, like, we did various types of tests, eye tests, and the it was not working. Like it was really not working. So at the end, she said I should use a binocular. Like, I should be using a binocular. Imagine me when I want to read, I'll use a binocular. It was really discouraging. I started crying in the clinic. I felt so bad. Like, am I not really going to see very well again? Or what is this all about? So while I was there with my mom was trying to console me. It's going to be fine, blah, blah, blah. So I met another doctor. So this doctor now said that I shouldn't worry, that he's going to actually connect me to another doctor, but not in that town. So he actually connected us to another hospital, another bigger hospital. It actually belongs to a Nigerian man and in association with Indians. So we booked the appointments, and that day the doctor, my dad, and myself. So we went together to the hospital. So on getting to the hospital, there was little protocol here and there. It's actually a private clinic. So it got to my turn, I went in alone. I met the doctor. They are like doctors. It wasn't one person that I actually met. I met this one. I went for an eye test. I went for another one. I went for another one. I saw people carrying patches on their eye, people going for eye surgery. I said, God, this can never be me. Holy Ghost fire. I just want to see very well. That's all I want. So after everything, they asked my dad and the other doctor to actually come in. So when the doctor came in, together with my dad, the doctor, they are Indians. They don't really know how to speak English. So they have interpreters there. So he started shouting in his Indian language. He started shouting, like he was really shouting that my parents are careless, that that they allowed me um go without a medicated lens for this long, no treatment, that the eyes is almost close to being damaged, that he can't really do anything, that all he can do is actually recommend a lens for me, that this is actually something that I could have managed earlier enough, but now it's that bad. So he was really upset. He shouted, like, I felt so bad. I felt so bad. I got in the car. I was blaming my parents for actually not not letting me use medicated eyeglass while in primary school, because they always give me this idea that, oh, you are too young to actually use medicated eyeglass, you break it, you throw it away, you manhandle it and all. So yeah, that's the reason I actually didn't use medicated eyeglass while I was in the primary school. So I was actually always being diagnosed of myopia. But now they said I had myopia and astigmatism. For the first time, I had a clear knowledge of what was really wrong with me. So they recommended a lens to me. So I actually took the lens and I started using it. And for the first time in my entire life, I started seeing very well. Like, I had little difficulty seeing far objects for the first time in my life. Like, these doctors literally said that had it been I didn't manage this or even come this early, it will get to a time I won't really see with my eyes. It might actually start with one of the eyes, and at the end it gets to the other one, and like that, the both eyes they are gone. Like, fine girl will just lose eyes like that. So I was happy that we pushed and I got solution to my problem. I might not really get to see clearly without my eye aid, but at least I am grateful to God that I can really see to some extent now. So I am grateful. I know somebody was saying you're not wearing your eyeglass. Yeah, I don't really like wearing them in front of the screen. So I got a solution to my problem. I forgot to tell you guys, like, this was really bad. The first time I wrote jump, I failed jump. Yeah, because I was not able to see clearly very well those shading paper. I failed jump, and it really hurt. I had to go home and tell my parents straight after the exam. I don't really know what I wrote because my eyes failed me in the exam hall. And when the result came out, I failed. So it was that bad. So this video is actually to let some people out there know, most especially new mothers, that some people are actually born with eye defect. And it is proper for you to actually take your kids for eye tests to know what is actually wrong with them, so it doesn't it doesn't grow into something very dangerous in the future. So take your kids for eye checkup, like do this frequently, because you see this eyes when it's gone, there is nothing left for you. Like it's easy for someone to lose association with this world when they lose their eyes. It's really difficult for you to actually cope in life, because you cannot understand, you can see absolutely nothing. So this video is actually for mothers, like new mom, for you to understand that your child needs to go for an eye test, and when the eyes is bad, give them the opportunity to make use of a medicated glass. Buy glasses that has rope on it so it doesn't fall off. Like do this, because when the eyes get bad and you don't get solution to it, that's it, and you cannot do anything about it. So if you really find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, like, comment, and share. And tell me if you like if you had the same experience that I have. Yeah, maybe you should tell me in the comment section. And yeah, that's that. I think with this, I've come to the end of this video, and I hope you really, really do like it. So see you guys next time. Bye.